What is up, y'all? So we are into November already. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be Christmas before we know it. So I am here to do October favorites, my October favorites. I honestly don't have a lot of stuff. I know I say that like every month and then the video is like 25 fucking minutes long, but I really don't have a lot of stuff this month. I do have a lot of new stuff as of right now, but I don't have a lot of stuff that I used for like the whole month. You know what I'm saying? I just have some stuff that I've recently gotten, but I don't want to include it in here. I do have a haul coming up, and if you've ever watched a haul of mine, you guys know that I use the stuff before I haul it because I feel like sometimes hauls can be like really pointless because you're like, look at this shit that I got, which is fine and dandy, but then, you know, some of the stuff is used off camera, so it's stuff that you like never hear hide nor hair of, so you don't know if it's good or if it's bad or if they liked it or if they didn't. So that's why I like to use my stuff before I haul it. So all the newer stuff that I had, I will include in a haul. Some of this stuff is going to be included in that haul too. So anyways, let's get on into the favorites. Shall we? Oh, we shall. My face is jacked. I have been really aggressively peeling my face off. I have not broken out in over 2 weeks because I've been peeling twice a week instead of once a week. But the downside of that is that my face is hella dry, and most of the foundations I have are mattifying foundations because you guys know, I mean, I've been bitching for months now that I'm like a converted oily bitch. But just over like the past 2 weeks, my skin has been hella dry, and I just peeled with like a 70% glycolic acid and a 65% lactic acid like the day before yesterday. So it's still in that like ew, gross, dry, peely, nasty phase where I look like I'm like 80 years old. You know what I mean? Anyways, so the first thing I want to start with is a fashion favorite because I don't have a lot of makeup favorites. I wanted to include this because Jesus Christ, this is where it's at. So I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to fall and winter, I am a total flannel whore. Like, I freaking love flannels. I rock that shit. Flannels and me are like this. I love flannels. So I have been getting these particular flannels at TJ Maxx. I now have 3 of them, but every time I see one of them, I snatch it up no matter what the size because this is a size small. They are meant to run big. So like if you are normally a size medium and you want it to be a little more form-fitting, I would go ahead and get a size small because I am usually on top like a medium large, but I fit into a size small because like I said, they're meant to be oversized. But it is by the brand Beach Lunch Lounge, and I swear to you guys, I'm about to go on this website. I think it's just beachlunchllounge.com because it came on the little tag or whatever, and buy like 1,000 of these. These are literally the softest flannels I've ever felt in my life. Like, they feel like cashmere. These flannels, these particular flannels, or this particular brand of flannels has turned me into a flannel snob. Like, whenever I see flannels, like anywhere on a rack, no matter what store I'm in, I gotta feel it, and if it doesn't feel like this, I don't want nothing to do with it. Totally turned me into a flannel snob. They are so comfortable. They feel like fucking pajamas on your body. They feel like cashmere. I don't know what the hell these things are made of, but they're just, oh my god, it's the best flannel I've ever felt in my life. So run out to TJ Maxx. Beach Lunch Lounge is the name of the brand. They are just, oh god, girl, they're so good. They're so good. They're so freaking soft. I've never owned a flannel this soft in my entire existence, and I love me some flannels, girl, in my entire existence. Moving on. So next up, I have a foundation, and this has probably been in the favorites, you know, at some point in time in my life, but it is the foundation that I have literally been using every single solitary day, and it is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. This used to be like my ride or die, my HG when it very first came out. If you go way back and watch like my very first like full coverage foundation routine, it included this and the Exuviance Cover Blend, which I'm about to buy because I just watched that video. Somebody commented on that video the other day, which nobody ever comments on it because it's like a hella old video. And I was like, oh my god, I do love that foundation, because they were like asking me questions about it, and I'm like, I need to buy that shit again. Anyways, beyond the point. This foundation is so freaking good. Like, it's mattifying, it stays on forever. It is matte, but it's not too matte to where you look like a dry, like caked up fucking top of a freaking, I don't know. Anyways, it's really, really good. It has total full coverage. I wore this when my face was just like completely full of acne, and it builds up very, very well. It's just a good goddamn foundation. So if you are oily skin and you have a lot to cover, then I would definitely check it out. And it is only like $12. So there's that. So the next thing I have are a few Morphe brushes. If you guys remember from my Morphe brushes big hit or hyped up shit, I did talk about these, and they are really good brushes. They are actually the brushes that I have been reaching over all of the brushes that I have. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like little cup holder things full of brushes, and these ones are the ones that I have been gravitating towards. The M562, the M433, and the M441. I have been reaching over this over my Sephora brush. This brush is like my ride or die crease brush. I have yet to find, and this one's a little bit stiffer, but I have yet to find a brush that's this damn good. And Sephora doesn't make it anymore. They went to like synthetic, which I think this one's natural, but this is like my all-time favorite brush. I have had this brush for probably 7 years now, maybe even longer, and it like doesn't shed. It has not broke down. This, okay, let me just give you an example, just a quick example. So this brush here I've had for 7 years, 8 years, something like that, and it's still super fluffy, still looks the same as I bought it. This is a MAC brush that I have had for the same amount of time. This is a MAC 217 that I've had for like 6 or 7 years, and this is a brand new MAC 217. So you see how this one is like super broke down, and there's just like barely even nothing to it anymore. Where'd it go? Where'd the Sephora one go? What did I do with it? Oh my god, I just lost it. Okay, here it is. This one doesn't break down. It's just so good. It's just so good. Anyways, I found an alternative for it. This one is a little bit more dense, but I feel like after maybe like 3-4 months go by, that it's going to be exactly like that one. It's really, really good. And then this one is the closest dupe besides my Smashbox brush that came in my full exposure palette that I have found for the MAC 217, which is my all-time favorite brush of all time. And then this one is so good. There is a what's it called? What are they called? Sigma. There's a Sigma brush that's identical to this, and it's like $15. Pretty sure this brush was like $3.99. So they are really good. If you guys remember from that video, I also told you that I got a set of Morphe brushes, and it was the worst set of brushes I've ever owned in my life. But if you buy the individual brushes, they seem to be really, really good. They don't feel the greatest. Like, I feel like they feel very chintzy, but they are because they're cheap, but the hairs on them are really, really good. And then this is the M439. I also said in that video that I like this brush, but I liked my Sigma brush a little bit better because it was a little bit denser. But for the past probably like 2 weeks, I have been using nothing but this brush. And I usually use like a beauty blender, but I'm gonna be real fucking honest here. I have been way too lazy to run downstairs and wash my beauty blenders, and they are to the point of disgustingness, like to the point where something's gonna happen to my face if I use it because it's that dirty. And you guys know that I use like a dry beauty blender, and I use it dirty because I don't give a fuck. But it's to the point now where it's like so dirty, I'm a little scared to use it, not gonna lie. And I'm too lazy to go downstairs and clean it. So I have been using this brush to put my foundation on, and I've actually been really, really liking it. So there's that. So the next thing that I have is something that I got either in a BoxyCharm box or an Ipsy bag. I feel like I got it in an Ipsy bag, but I might have got it in a BoxyCharm. It is this Dalton Champagne highlighter, and basically all it is a cream highlighter, and it's not that luminizing at all. Let me show you and see if you can see it. See, you can't even see it on my hand, like you can't even see it shine or anything. It's not that luminizing at all. And I probably wouldn't even bother like putting this on its own because, you know, you can't see it that well. But I do like to use it as a base for whatever powder highlighter I'm gonna put on top of it. So I will take my finger in it and I'll tap it on my cheeks, and it's not what I have on today. If you're curious, I have the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip in the color Lilac Pearl, but this I will take it on my finger and tap it on my cheeks and then go in with my powder highlighter like Mary Lou or Moonstone by Becca, and it seriously makes my highlighter bling, like bling, and last all freaking day. Side note, did any of you think that the one song he was like, I know when the highlight bling? That's what I thought. I didn't know it was Hotline. Tim had to make me feel like an asshole and correct me many times. I didn't know if any of you thought that. I thought that. Moving on. So the next thing I have is something that I got for gratis, and it is the Mally Ever Color Poreless Face Defender. This is basically, if you guys have ever heard of Benefits, Dr. Feelgood, I think is what it's called. Benefits Dr. Feelgood. It's basically just a mattifying balm, and it comes with a little pad. It doesn't come in this size because, like I said, I got it for gratis. You might be able to get it this size maybe online or like QZ or something, but it's not sold like in Ulta in this size. It's in like a big giant one with like this big ass weird sponge that looks like this, which I thought was really weird. When this first came out, when we first got Mally in the store, I was like, what is this? Why does the sponge look like this for this to do this? And I didn't really like it. I didn't think it did anything. I just, like, I wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So I picked this out for gratis, and I was like, let me see, because there wasn't really that much to choose from, and I didn't really want, I mean, you guys don't give a fuck why I picked it. But I brought it home and started using it. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good, you guys. If you are somebody that films videos, if you are a YouTube person, girl, you need this, because say you're like out, you know, and about, like, I don't know, lifing and stuff, like adulting and doing things, and then you come home and you're like, oh my God, I want to film a video, but then you look at your face and you're like, maybe I don't want to film a fucking video, and your face is just like greasy and stuff's like separated and it just looks not the best. This will make it look good again. Like, it is so good. I also like to use it like here and here, because that's where my pores are largest, and on my forehead, before I even go in with my foundation. If I'm using a beauty blender, if I'm using a brush for my foundation, I don't even bother because it's just gonna wipe it around anyways. But when I use this under my foundation with a beauty blender, like here, here, and here, in the spots where I get oily, it keeps me matte all day. So it's basically like a mattifying primer, and you can put it on top of your makeup, and it makes your makeup look fucking flawless. Like, it's just so good. It's so good. Like, I can't believe I never realized that before. Like, the first time I used it, I swear they must have changed it or something. The first time I used it, I was like, it's ain't shit. But now it really does. I love it. Mally Evercolor Poreless Face Defender. Okay, so the last thing that I have been using literally all month is this, the Lorac Mega Pro 2. I was one of those people that was like, I freaking hate Lorac for releasing the first one the way that they did, where you could only get it on certain spots, and that sold out super hella quick, and the people that got it were the only people that got it, and if you wanted it, you were basically screwed. It sucked. So from that point, I was like, fuck Lorac, I'm so pissed off. That was totally effed up. I'm not buying anything else from Lorac. And then they released this, and I was like, okay, I'm buying something else from Lorac. This is such a good palette. It has the perfect color range, like my perfect color range, because it's all like warm tones and like those like cat shit looking colors, you know what I mean? Like baby cat shit, that's what it reminds me of, because it's like that weird like mustardy brown grossness. My two favorite colors have been Goji and Melon, Burlap, Tawny, Tangerine, and Cabernet. I have been using those non-stop. And the shimmery colors, oh my God. I have been living in color Cinnamon, because I've been doing like this like shimmery kind of smoky eye thing with this. And then Peony is like my, I guess I could swatch them for you, couldn't I? So this one's Peony. It looks like this. It's basically just like this pinky champagne color, but really pretty, really metallic. And then Moonlight and Sugar are like the brightest of bright colors. If you, right here, if you are somebody like me and you're like super pasty pirate like I am, you know it's really hard to find an inner corner highlight that actually shows up on your skin. Like a lot of the inner corner highlights that I see people using and then I go try and use them myself, I'm like, doesn't really do anything. Like when I watch YouTube videos and I see girls like highlight their inner corner, it's like, but dang, you know what I mean? But I'm so fair that it doesn't show up on me. So those colors do, those two specific colors do. So I really love that palette. I really like it. If you guys want tutorials with it, I will do that. So I believe that that is it for my favorites, right? I know, I barely even had anything, even though I'm almost to fucking 20 minutes because I can't see to shut my mouth. So that is it. That's it. That's what's up. That's it for my favorites. So if you guys like this video, let me know. Like and subscribe if you are not. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat if you please. Thank you so much for watching. Why did I say that all out of order? I don't know. But I will catch you guys in my next one.